Welcome. In this video lecture, I am going to cover the data visualization using Matplotlib library. So Matplotlib library is basically a Python library which we can use for the data visualization, which is basically created by the John D. Hunter, and it is, you can say, the extension of the NumPy library, which is the numerical Python library. So it is built on that one. Okay, and most of the Matplotlib libraries visualization or the graphs are basically exist in the submodule of Pyplot. So that's why I'm going to call this Matplotlib with its submodule Pyplot as PLT. Okay, and the NumPy library which we are going to use. Okay, so import NumPy as NP, and this magic line, which is the percentage Matplotlib inline, because I'm using a Jupyter notebook. In VS Code, I'm using a Jupyter notebook, so I want that the graph must be lie within the line. Okay, so in this lecture, we will cover these plots. We will cover bar chart, pie chart, donut chart, scatter plot, okay, bubble plot, histogram, box and whisker plot, and violin plots. So let's start with the first one, the bar chart. So in a bar chart, which is basically suitable for the categorical variable, okay. So that means on x-axis we have the category. On y-axis, either we can take the counts of that categorical variables, or either we can use some numerical variable as well. Okay. So in order to draw the bar chart using the Matplotlib library, we needed two arrays, okay, or we can say two lists, okay. So the first list is must be the categorical type. So where I am basically considering the student's name, okay. So for that, I have created a variable std, and in this array, I have given the name of the students, okay. And then the second array, I needed the numerical type, so where I have given the marks of those students. Okay, so once we have created a categorical list, another one is a numerical list. So in order to draw the bar chart, so the function is called bar. Okay, so that's why I'm saying plt from the matplotlib submodule pyplot. Okay, so I am saying that plt dot bar function. So the first thing we are mentioning is the categorical list, and then the variable in which we have the numerical list. Okay, and then if I am not using this plt show, if I run this one, still I would be able to get my bar chart. But as you can see that over here we have our sentence written over here, so I would like that it shouldn't be shown over here. So for that I should use plt dot show. Okay, now you can see that that is not shown over here. So this is the bar chart. On x-axis we have the name of the students, on y-axis we have the marks of the students. So let's discuss if I would like to label the x-axis, y-axis, and the title of the chart. So how you can do that with, so these are the same thing. So we have the list, we have this one is a chart, so we are going to add this one. So in order to label the x-axis, we are saying plt and the function name called x label, and then whatever you would like, you can write down in double quotes. Okay, and then plt dot y label. So this is a y-axis label. This is the title of the chart. So if we run this one, now you can see that we have the title of the chart, we have the x-axis label, we have the y-axis label. Now let's change the color of the size of the basically label and the title. Okay, so how you can do that? You can add the argument of the font size. Okay, at the title, at the x-axis, as well as the y-axis. So with the help of that one, we would be able to change the x-axis, y-axis, and the titles basically font size. Now, if you would like to change the color of these bars, okay. So for that, I'm basically showing you right now. It's a Matplotlib cheat sheet. So you can see that we have the different options in the colors. Okay. So right now I'm using this type of color, which is basically blues. B stands for blue, G stands for green, red, C. Okay. Similarly, K for black, W for white. So similarly, you can use out of these any type of color. So right now I'm using this one. Okay. So for that, how can I do that? I want that every bar must be showed different color. Okay, so if you want to this one that every bar must have the different color, then we need to create another list. Okay, so that means I want that the first bar should be the red, the second bar should be the yellow, and then green, blue, and black because we have 5 bars. Okay, so that's why we are mentioning this list of the 5 colors. And then at the end in the bar chart function, okay, so we are going to add another argument which is color is equal to C, because in C we have mentioned the colors. So if we run this one, so we would be able to see all bars having the different colors. But if you would like to see that the all bars must have the same color, okay, whatever you would like, and then you would also want that the width of the bar you would like to control. So how you can do that? Simply, no, there is no need to define this list, so we can remove this one. Simply we can mention the color name over here. Okay, so after removing this one, okay, now I am mentioning the color that the every color should be the blue. Okay, so it should be written in a double quote, so whatever the color you would like. So which means either you can use red color for R, green, blue. Okay, so right now I am saying blue, and with the help of this argument which is the width, you can control the width of the bar. So right now I am saying point 0.7. Let's say I am saying it should be the width should be point 0.3. Okay, so let's say this is the point 3. So you can see that the width of the bar is going to be smaller. So if I'm going to say point 0.8, so the width of bar is going to be increased. Okay. So now let's discuss if I would like that the edges. So which mean so this basically x-axis label. I want that whether it should be shown at the center of the bar, or if you would like that it should be shown at the edge of the bar, which mean at the start of the bar. So how you can do that? All the things are the same. Okay, now I'm going to add another argument which is align is equal to center. So by default it is center. Okay. So so this is align is equal to center, which means it is going to show in the center. But if I am using in place of the center, I'm going to use the word edge. Okay. And then if I run this one, so now you can see that the label of the x-axis are going to shown at the edge of the bar. Okay, but if you are going to use center, now it is going to show at the center of the bar. Now we are going to talk about the edges colors as well as edges width, which means uh, this is the bar and we have the edge of these bars. So now I want that the edge of these bars should be shown as well as width of those bars. How you can do that? So again, all the things are same. We are going to add 2 arguments. So with the help of this argument, I would be able to show the color of the edge. Okay, so this is basically the edge, which is the red one, and then the line width is going to show the width of these edges. So you can remove or reduce this line width, which is let's say 2. Okay, so this is going to be lesser width of the bar. So with the help of this line width, you would be able to increase or decrease this line edges width. Okay, right now this edge width is basically edge line are in a solid form. So you can also change its style. Okay, so how you can do that? For that we have different line styles. Okay, from this cheat sheet you can download from the Google by searching Matplotlib chat sheet. And these line styles are basically different. So either you can use this one or use this one or use this one. So bottom they have given so what kind of basically argument you are going to add in order to get that particular type of the line. So right now I am using dot dash dash, which is basically this one. Okay, so that means I would like to get the line style of this style of form. Okay, so that's why I'm adding another argument. All the things are the same. Now we are adding another argument, line style. Okay, so with the help of this one, we would be able to get this line style. Okay. Now, further we are going to see that all the codes are going to be same. If I would like that these blue bars, which are basically the darker color, and if I want to basically lighter this color, okay, so how you can do that? By using the alpha parameter. So all the things are the same. Now, if I am using the alpha value should be lie between 0 and 1. So as you are giving this value near to the 0, so the lighter the bar color is. If you are using higher the alpha value near to the 1, okay, it would be the darker color. So as you can see that with the point 0.9 and with the point 0.3. So as the value of the alpha is going to near to the 0, it is going to be lighter and lighter. And if it is moving towards the 1, it is going to be the higher color. Okay. I mean darker colors. Now let's discuss that if I want to add the legends. So legend means that what this bar is basically representing. Okay. So how you can add that? All the things are the same. Okay. So we can add another argument that is called as label is equal to mark. So whenever you would like to add the legend, so whenever you are mentioning the label is equal to marks, you have to call another function which is called as the legend. Okay, so plt dot legend, then plt show. Okay, so if you can do that, so you would be able to see that. So this is basically indicating the marks. So every height of the bar is basically representing the marks of the student. Okay. Now, if I would like to add the error bars, okay, so I have this bar chart. I would like to add on top of this bar is the error bar. So how you can do that? Okay, so for that, I need another basically variable, or you can say the list that should be equal to this list. So for that, I am saying that basically np dot std. Okay, so the NumPy library I'm using, for that I'm calculating the standard deviation of what? Standard deviation of these students. Okay, this marks. Okay, so from this particular list, and I am storing the standard deviation in other variable marks std. So all labels are the same. Now what we are going to do is, so this is the x-axis where we are basically storing mentioning the first qualitative variable, then we are mentioning another list which is the marks in which we have, then use YERR, which is basically the error bars. Okay, we are mentioning that show the standard deviation of these marks, and the rest of the things arguments are the same. So if we run this one, you can see that now we have the standard deviation of the marks of the students as well. Okay, so individual bars are indicating as well as overall the standard deviation of the marks variable. Now, if you would like to see the caps of these error bars, okay, so right now this is a straight line. So I want to add the caps of this one. So how we can do that? So all the things are the same, only the one argument is going to be added, that is the cap size. Okay, so the cap size is 10 I am mentioning, so you can mention the smaller or the larger number. So we will able to get this cap size. Okay. Okay, so I hope you got the idea regarding how we can draw the simple bar chart using the Matplotlib. Now, let's discuss how we can draw the multiple bar chart using the Matplotlib. So, in a multiplot we need three basically lists. So, one, we needed the qualitative, which is going to be on x-axis. Another is going to show on the y-axis. So, for that, I am going to use the GPA of the student as well as the CGPA of the students. These are the labels. Okay, because now we are drawing the multiple bar chart, so which means I need two bars. Okay, so right now I am using the first bar function for the student as the GPA, Another one, for that I'm using the different color of the bar, which is the red, that is again student and CGPA, legend and show. So if I run this one, it is not showing me the right multiple bar chart because it is overwriting the second plot. Okay, so first actually this is showing me the student and the GPA, which is in a blue color, whereas this one is basically the red color, which is basically overwriting on this part. So how you can control it? Because I want that the blue line is showing, must be shown on the first, and then after that it should be show the red one. So we are going to use a little bit trick. So how you can do that? So for that, in order to control the position, I am seeing that I am declaring a variable that is zero point 0.4. So basically with the help of this variable, I am going to control the width of these bars. Okay. So I am saying the every bar width must be zero point 0.4. Okay. And then I'm basically identifying the index of this student list. So I am saying that std index, or and I'm using the NumPy library to generate the index of this basically list. So for that I am saying np arrange, and the arrange should be start from the value which is the starting value up to the length of the student. Okay, so which means it is going to be up to 5. Okay, because we have the 5 elements. And then so basically this variable I am going to use in order to draw the first type of the bar chart, which is basically students against the GPA. And then for this CGPA, I want that when this GPA bars are completed, align with that one, it should be start the CGPA. So that's why I'm saying that I, I is a variable which I am going to use in a loop plus this width. So which means when the width of this bar is going to be completed, okay, for the first student, which means that is the Ali, once that bar is finished, then start the next bar, which is basically the between the second plots chart, which is this one. So basically we are saying that the first bar is going to be take the position up to the starting point to point 4, and for the which is for the GPA of the Ali student, and then for the CGPA start the bar when the first bar is finished. Okay, so that's why we are saying I plus width, which is basically starting from zero point 0.4 to onward, and for I in student index, that is over here. So use the position of the bar at the index of the student. Okay, after adding this one. Okay, now the rest of the thing is the same, which means the bar plot. But now if I am not going to use these labels, so it will create the problem because it will not showing us the x-axis label. So if I run this one, so you can see that we have the multiple bar chart. We have control the positions. Okay, now we have the GPA as well as we have the CGPA, but if we can see on the x-axis, it is not showing me the student name, but it's the label, because over here we are using this student index, right? In order to control the position of those bars. Over here we are using the student index. No, I want that this number, which is 0, it should be the name of the student. So how you can do that? We can use with the help of this xtrix function. So I am saying that xtrix, okay, and then we are saying student index plus width. So which means the student index is 0 and the width index is zero point 0.4. So then we are saying divided by 2. So that is basically the position where you should write down this variable. Okay, that is basically std. That means in this variable we have a list. Okay, write down that list value and rotate that label up to 45 degrees. So if you are not do not want to rotate it, just uh, remove that one. Okay, legend and show. So now if you are going to see that, now you can see that we have Ali, we have Bilal, and this one. Okay, so if I am going to use this rotate, so now it is going to show me this one. Okay, now the main thing is why I am using this one. So let's say I am removing this one and I am just saying that label with this Ali student, Bilal, Amjad, and rotate it to 45. Let's do this one. Okay, so now you can see that it is basically showing me the error that is basically saying that we are failed to convert the axis units. Okay, so for that we needed this uh, student index. So let me add this student index, because in a student index we have the basically exact index of that student. So we are saying that at the zero index you should write down the name of that student. So if I'm going to print this one, now we can see that. But here we have a problem. The problem is that it is showing me the label of those students' name, mean the bars label, but the position of the bar is the center of the first bar. So, but I want that the position of this label, it should be at the center of this one. So how you can do that? So we know that this bar is going to be ended at point 4 and then it is going to be started from point 4 to this one. So how I know that? Because we have defined the width of the bar is point 0.4. So that's why I'm going to use that function, which is that command is basically plus width divided by 2. So however, it is going to be take the average position, which means the student index, the first student index is 1 plus zero point 0.4 divided by 2. So write down at the point of tooth position is going to be labeled this one. Okay, so if we are going to do that one, so we would be able to get the exact centered position of those basically the bars. Okay, so I hope you got the idea regarding the multiple bar chart and how you can label it. Now, if I want to rotate this one, which means I want to display this bar chart instead of vertically, if I want to display this bar chart horizontally. So the only change is instead of using the bar chart, you can use edge, okay, which is bar horizontally. Okay, the right now I'm using the multiple bar chart. All the things are the same, okay, but the only difference is because now we are rotating it, so that means instead of using the X tricks, use Y tricks in order to label appropriately. Okay. So if I run this one now using the Y tricks, now you can see that we have the multiple bar chart appropriately. Okay. It is showing me this one. Okay. Uh, so this is the students, as well as we have the this one GPA, but I have basically given the labels are different. So this is basically on x-axis we have given the student, so it should be now the GPA, okay, and the y-axis should be the student's name. Okay, so you can change this one. So let me do this one. So over here we must have the GPA, whereas on over here we must have the students. Okay, so if we run this one, now we have the students as well as we have the GPA. So this is the horizontal multiple bar chart. Okay, so now let's discuss how we can draw the pie chart using the Matplotlib. So for the pie chart, we have a function called Pyplot, and again, for that, we needed the two lists. One is basically the student's name, another one is which on the basis of which we are going to basically draw the pie chart, which is the numerical list. Okay. And then we have the title of this pie chart. We have using the pie plot and this PLT show, right? So, which means with the help of this pie, we are going to use this list, which is GPA. And if I run this one, now you can see that GPA of the students and every student's color is going to be different. Now, if I would like to label these basically slices, because right now it might be possible we cannot say that which color is representing which student. So let's label it. So in order to label it, we can simply add another argument in a pie plot. Labels is equal to std, which means that is this one. Okay, and as well as we are increasing the font size. So now if we run this one, so we can see that this is the basically giving the label of the every slice of the pie. Okay, now let's say I want that one of the basically this slice of the pie should be exploited, which means it should be appear separately from the all others. Okay, so how you can do that? We can add the exploit parameter. Okay, so that means we are going to use another list. Okay, so which I am using exp in order to exploit the particular slice. So all the slices I am saying 0 0, which is indicating should have the same position, and that particular slice which you would like that it should be appear separately from the others. So you can increase the exploit value, which is let's say the 0.2, and this one is we are going to use over here in the pyplot. Okay, another argument, all the things are the same. If we run this one, now you can see that the last, which is the Javed slice, is shown separately. Okay, now if you would like to define the colors by your own, so you can add another list which is culc. Okay, the expired is there. Okay, so with the help of this one you can another argument color is equal to cul, so whatever the name you have given, so with the help of this one you can define the colors as well. Okay, now, if I want to add the percentages, okay, because right now it is not showing me that how much percentage of the Ali have, how much percentage of the Bilal as well as the Amjad. Okay, so once again, I let me show you where we are getting these colors. So you can take the help from this one. Okay, so this one. So right now I'm using this one. So you can use different type of color scheme from here. Okay, so you can take the help of this cheat sheet. Okay, okay, so if I would like to add the percentage of the slices, so all the things are the same, so we are just going to need another argument which is auto pct, which is auto percentages. So we are showing that using the string. Okay, that is basically percentage point to f, that means show me the percentage up to the 2 decimal. Okay, so with 2 percentage signs, now we can see that up to 2 decimal we are able to see the percentage with the help of this particular argument. Okay, now, if I would like to show the shadow of these slices, right now it is not showing me the shadow. Okay, so for that, in order to do that, we can simply add another argument, that is shadow is equal to true. Now, if you can see that we have a little shadow of these slices, or you can say the three-dimensional perspective way we can see this pie plot. Okay, now, if I would like to increase the size of this pie plot, basically I would like to increase the radius of this pie plot. So how you can do that? By using simply another argument radius. So radius is equal to 1.5. I am saying that, so you would like to increase or decrease this radius value. So with the help of this one, we would be able to increase or decrease the size of this pie plot. Okay, now if I would like to basically increase or decrease the distance of this label from this pie plot. Okay, so if I want to reduce it, or if I want to increase the distance of these label from that particular slice, so for that we have an argument called label distance. Okay, so if I'm saying label distance is equal to 1, so there will be exactly showing at the near of the slice. So you can increase this distance. Okay, let's say I am saying uh, zero point 0.3. Okay, which is 1.3. Okay, so now you can see that it is showing me afar. Okay, so let's say if I'm saying 0 0.8, so that is going to be shown within that particular slice. Okay, so if you would like to see on the edge, so simply write 1, it is going to be shown on the edge of that pie plot. Okay, now, right now, if you can see that basically the angle of this one is the starting point is, that is basically this one, and it is rotating this way. Okay, which means the first. the starting point of this pie plot, which means when it is going to be start drawing the pie plot, it is showing me at 180 degree. Okay, so this is the starting point, and then the first student's marks percentage is showing. Then we are seeing that it is showing me the second student's marks, which is the Bilal, and it is rotating on from left to right. Okay, but if I want to change this angle, that it should not be start from 180, it should be start from 90 or another angle. So we can add another command which is equal to the start angle. Okay, so let's say the start angle is basically the 90 degrees. So if I run this one, now you can see that it is not showing starting from over here, but it is starting from the 90-degree angle. Okay, okay. So now we want to basically change the font size label. Okay, so how you can do that? We can add another basically argument, that is stat text props. Okay, and then we can show must be the font size must be in a dictionary form. Okay, so we are saying that the font size, that is basically the key of the dictionary, this is the value which is basically 12. So with the help of this one, we would be able to increase or decrease the font size of this labels. Okay, so that is this one. So you can change whatever you would like. Okay, now if you want to rotate the labels, okay, that is basically right now this labels are shown. So if you would like to rotate this label, so you can add another command, which is rotate label is equal to true. Okay, now with the help of this one, you would be able to rotate the labels. Okay, so I hope you got the idea how you can draw the pie chart using the Matplotlib. Now let's discuss the donut chart. So for that you can use two approaches. Okay, the first one is we are going to use the pie chart command. Okay, to draw basically the donut chart. So how you can do that? Again, we needed two lists, uh, student as well as the GPA, which mean qualitative list. Another one is the quantitative list. Next one I am going to use for the color of the slices. Okay, in order to draw the donut chart, we are going to use the two pie plot. Okay, the first pie plot is basically the actual one which we want to see. So we are saying PLT pie. Then with the help of this GPA list, we are basically drawing the pie plot. Then we are saying label the each slice with the name of the student. Give the colors which we have defined over here. Okay, we want to increase the size of the basically the pie plot, which is the radius, and we would like to give the text size. Okay, that is a font size. And then once we have done this one, okay, so we would be able to see the you can see the pie chart. Okay, now we are using another pie chart. Now we are saying that use this one. Basically we are mentioning the value of the color of the next pie plot, which means at one radius you are going to use the pie plot. Okay, and the color of that pie plot is going to be white. Okay, so if we run this one, you can see that this is another pie chart with the color of white, and we would be able to see this donut chart. Okay, and now the rest thing is the same as if you want to add the percentages, which mean you want to show the percentages. Okay, all the things you can use which we have learned in the pie chart. Okay, now the second approach is that again we needed the two list. One is the student for labeling, and another is the GPA. This is I am declaring for the color. Okay, we have draw the pie chart, and the next thing is we are going to choose this PLT dot circle. So we are saying that with the help of this function, start the circle from the origin and then up to radius 1, and the face color of that pie chart basically or that circle should be the white. And then after using this one, we are going to store in a variable called another. variable, whatever you would like to write down the name of that variable. And after defining this one, we have to use this function, that is plt.gca dot add underscore artist. Okay, and then name of the variable in which we have added that function. Okay, so if we run this one, so we would be able to see the donut chart as well. Okay, so whatever the approach you would like, so you can use this one, which this one is a quite easier one, so you can adopt this one, or either you would like to use this one. So now let's discuss how we can use the draw the scatter plot using the Matplotlib. So as we know that in order to draw the scatter plot, we needed the two quantitative list. Okay, so one is demand, another one is a sale. I have created both the numerical list. Okay, this is basically I am basically using to label the charts. Okay, in order to draw the scatter plot, we have a function called scatter. So first one is the x-axis we are mentioning. This is the y-axis we are mentioning. If we run this one, we would be able to see the scatter plot. So right now it is showing me the positive relationship between demand and sales. Okay, now if you would like to change the color of this one, okay, so that is the same. You can add another argument, which is the color is equal to red. Okay, now if you want to again want to basically not want to show in a solid color form, it should be lighter. Okay, so for that, again, like the bar chart, we can add the alpha argument. Okay, the next one is these are basically if you want to change the symbol of this basically dots. Okay, so how you can do that? Right now it is circle. If you want to that it should be in a point form, so you can use this particular symbol. So for that, let me show you. So there are different basically markers. So these are the basically different markers you can use. So whatever the symbol you would like, so I have written over here as well. Okay, so let's say I am using basically this marker symbol, which is basically going to show me the triangle. Okay, this triangle upside. Okay, so for that we can, if you would like to change the symbol of those dots, so use the command marker is equal to this one. So if we run this one, so we can see the triangles, this one. Now if I would like to add the bar over here, which is showing me the different colors of this one, so which means as the value is going to be increased, it also show with the help of that bar colors. Okay, so which means that is called as the color map or the C map. So for that, I am basically a command using CMap. Okay. So this is basically we are giving the colors variable, that is basically with the help of this as the value is going to be increased, that is with the help of this one, it is going to be show use the different colors. So what does that mean is basically this is the color map. Okay, right now I'm using this plasma one. Okay, so with the help of these values it is going to be shown change the color. Okay, and then whenever you are going to use this cmap plasma, you have to use this one, otherwise it is not going to show the this particular bar, which is basically indicating as the values are going to be increases, or you can say as the relationship is going to be increases, the colors are not going to be shown over here with the help of this bar. So if you would like to see this bar, so you have to add this function as well. So if we run this one, so you can see that we have the demand, we have the sales, and then as the value increases, okay, which means as the relationship is going to be increases between those variables, so you can see that the colors of those dots are also increased. Okay, so I hope you got the idea how you can draw the scatter plot. Now let's discuss if I would like to draw the bubble plot. So for bubble plot, we need three basically list. Okay, one is for the x-axis, another is for the y-axis, okay, which we are going to use to show the relationship basically for the scatter plot. Whereas for the third one, we are going to show the size of the bubble. So that is basically indicating the bubble plot. In order to know whether, like in this particular case, by increasing the price, is the increasing price having the positive or the negative impact on the sales or not? Okay, so for that, again, the rest of the thing is the same as we have used in the scatter plot. The only difference is with the help of this command, we are mentioning that the bubble plot should be according to this particular list. Okay. So if we run this one, now we can see that, so we have the different one. As you can see that there is a product who having the higher price. So they have the lower demand as well as the lower sale. As well as we can see that even some products having the higher demand as well as the higher sale, and still they have the higher prices. Okay. So this is how you can draw the bubble plot. Now let's discuss if I would like to draw the histogram. So first of all, for the histogram, which is basically used for the single quantitative variable, which we are using to show the distribution of the data. Okay. So for that, I am basically using a NumPy library in order to create a variable. So I am saying from the NumPy library, okay, use the normal distribution, which means draw the random numbers or random variables using the normal distribution with mean 500, with standard deviation 50, and how many number of samples it should draw, that should be the 100. Okay. And then in order to draw the histogram, use a function plt.hist, and I'm giving the variable name over here. And then if we run this one, so we can see that this is the histogram. So every time you will run this one, it is showing me the different histogram. Why? Because we are using the random number. So every time it is showing me the different one. Okay. Similarly, like the bar chart, if you would like to add the edges of this one, which means if you want to separate these bars, okay, they should be aligned with each other, but I would like to see the width of each bar. Another one is right now it is picking the number of bars by default. So if you would like to control that one, how you can do that? So statistically, in order to calculate the number of bar width, or you can say number of groups or the number of classes, the formula is 1 plus 3.3 log of n. So how you can implement that one? 1 plus 3.3 multiply by, and then from NumPy library I'm using a function log, so np.log 100. Okay, and then I am seeing that convert that number into the fraction, into the integer. Okay, because the answer of this one could be the fraction, and the number of basically classes cannot be in a fraction, so it should be integer. So that's why I'm converting into the integer. And then I am saying salary, and the bins is equal to number of classes, which means the number of bars should be equal to the number of classes. And then in order to draw the edges, okay, so we are saying the edge color, whatever. Right now I'm using K, which means the black. So you can use another color which would you like. Okay, so this is the histogram, which is basically showing me the distribution of the data. Now, if you would like to draw the cumulative histogram, so you just need to add another argument, which is cumulative is equal to -1. So if you do this one, so now it is showing me the in a cumulative form, okay, which is in a decreasing form, right? Now let's discuss if I would like to draw the box plot. So how you can do that? Again, I'm using the same variable, which is the salary, which we have find out using the NumPy library, the random normal distribution variable. So for that, we have a function called box plot. So if we run this one, we can see that this is a box plot, and right now it is not showing me the any label. Okay, so right now this is the median value, this orange line, this is the q1, this is the q3. Okay, and this is basically the upper whisker, this is the lower whisker, which is normally calculated because this is q3 value, this is the q1 value, the upper whisker is going to be calculated q3 plus 1.5 multiplied by IQR value. So how you can calculate IQR? That is basically the value of Q3 minus Q1. Okay. So with the help of this one, we would be able to get the upper whisker by default, and with the help of this one you would be able to get the lower. So this whisk is by default is 1.5. Okay, so even we can change that one. How you can do that? You can add the argument whiz is equal to 3. Now, instead of it is going to calculate it 1.5 into IQR, it is going to be calculated 3 into IQR. Okay, so if we run this one, so we would be able to see the upper and the lower whisker. Okay, so right now the label is showing me the one. It is not showing me what kind of box plot, which means against which particular variable it is showing me the box plot. So in order to label this one that this is the salary variable, we can add the argument salary labels is equal to salary. Okay. Now it is showing me in a list form. It should be okay. Now it is showing me the label because by default it is showing me this mean bar. So if you would like to add the median value, if you would like to add the mean value as well, so for that you should show the add the argument show means is equal to true. Okay, so if we run this one, now you can see that this is the mean value, this is the median value, this is the mean value we have. Okay, so if you would like to see this box plot horizontally, for that add the command vert, okay, which means vertices is equal to false. Okay, so if we run this one, now we can see the box plot in a horizontal form. Okay, so the box plot is a very good plot for the continuous data if you would like to compare against the two or more than two qualitative, you can say, labels against. Like if I want to check that in my organization, what is the average salary of the male and what is the average salary of the female and how much variation in their salaries. So for that, we can use the multiple bar chart. So for that, basically, I am basically using the two variables, which mean two random numbers I am generating. So for that, I have created the male salary, and over here I have created the female salary. And then I am creating another variable, which is the salary variable, in which basically I am combining these two variables. Okay, and then I am seeing the salary and then the labels. If we run this one, now we can see that we have the male salary, we have the female salary, and we can easily compare both of them. Okay, now, in addition to the box plot, if you would like to see the violin plot, so what is the violin plot? It is look like a type of the box, similar type of the box plot, but in addition to the box plot, it is you can see that in a box plot we cannot see the exact value, but in a violin plot, because it is using the density plot, which means the curve, so you can easily see the every values changing, how the data is behaving. So in order to draw the violin plot using the Matplotlib, the function is violin plot, name of the variable, and then we are saying show the median value is equal to true, and then we are saying x label should be is equal to salary, and then you must use this x tricks. Okay, because we are in a x tricks, if we are not using this one, then we would not be able to this salary variable. We are saying that at the position 1, label this value, whatever that is the name of the variable, this is the x label. Okay, so if we run this one, we would be able to see the violin plot. So this is the median value, this is again the upper whiskers. Okay, this is the lower one. Okay, this is the density of this one, and this the right side is similar to the left side, which is the symmetrical in nature. Okay, similarly you can use the violin plot like the box plot in order to comparison this one, but over here in order to specially label this one, we have to use a little bit trick. Again, we have needed two variables. We have created a list in order to combine that one. We have draw the violin plot. In order to label it, we are creating a list that is G is equal to male salary and the female salary. And then we are mentioning the basically the position. We are saying PLT X tricks 1 cop 2, basically that is basically we are saying in a position we have the two basically values. and G. In that one, we are matching this according to this one, give the labels. Okay. So for that, basically we are saying PLT show. Now we would be able to see the label of this, basically the violin plot. Okay, so I hope you got the idea regarding the violin plot. Now let's discuss basically the subplot function. Basically, the subplot function is going to be used if you would like to see the multiple plots on a single frame, which means there is a single picture and you want to plot the multiple plots on a single basically frame. So for that, what we are going to use, we are saying PLT subplot, and this 1 comma 2 comma 1 is basically indicating that the number of rows, which mean on which mean how many rows you would like to create and how many columns you would like to create. So we are saying one row, two columns, create two columns, and then on which position your graph is going to be displayed. So that I am saying that this plot is showing me on the first position. So what kind of chart you would like? So I'm saying draw the box plot. And then the second graph, I am saying that subplot, first row, second column on a second position, show me the histogram. Okay. So if we run this one, you can see that we have the salary variable and in which we can see the side by side. So you can add how many rows, how many columns, and you can mention the position. No, lastly, if you would like to save the particular graph whichever you have created, use this function plt save fig and you can give the name of the graph. Okay, so if you run this one, so it is going to be automatically saving on that folder in which you have created a project. Now, if you can see that one, this is the graph basically we have saved this one. So I hope you got the idea regarding the Matplotlib library, that using the Matplotlib library, how you can draw different type of plotting. Okay, starting from bar chart to box plot to pie plot as well as up till how you can going to save that one. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.